Welcome to a new test and teardown video. See, sometimes when we pick up stuff from the trash can, somebody else threw down something bigger and heavier on top of something else. So yeah, this one is broken in the plastic. They didn't break the glass here. There's not even a scratch on the glass. So this is a PM2521 Automatic Multimeter. Automatic. How can it be automatic when we got all this stuff? Well, we got a frequency measurement as well and a trigger level for frequency. And it looks like this is a feature that was used quite a lot. Look around this. It's all shiny here. Probably a very useful feature. So when I shake this, I can hear some parts. See? I don't know. I think I should open it before I power it on. Maybe there's something I need to see. We could also just power it up and see if it blows a fuse or whatever it does. I think it is definitely a wide. So it can do 110 or 240, and this one is connected for 220. Fantastic. So how about we just try and power it on? Cal what? What do I need to do? Ugh. What is that? I don't want that. Cal what? What are we waiting for? So I need a probe or something? Down arm man. What does it say here? Peak detection, consult your operation manual, yada yada yada. It doesn't say anything. It says this explains all the different max input and minimum input resolution, blah 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 blah. Trigger for this and that. Hey, but if it only says Cal, I don't know. Maybe there is a PCB that fell out of its socket. Oi, 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 what happened? Hey, what is that? Hello. Hello, you are alive. Yay, oh, we also got ranges here. Haha. So, what is this? Has something to do with... now I need to wait a minute again. Damn it. Yeah, okay. Nothing works. I got just 1 volt input and it reads absolutely 0. If we go to amps, as you can hear, there is a short circuit, and this is 100 milliamps. It's not showing 100. It's just showing shit. How about ohms? Ugh. No, no, no. Okay, we need to open and see. This is probably what they did. They threw this into something really, really hard, and now some component fell off or something. That was actually easy. Just unscrew these two and then pull it apart. The cable for this for the mains transformator, it just fell out real easy. So I think I will be able to power it up somehow by having it holding it. Maybe I can figure this out and get it connected like this. because I want to poke around in here while it's powered up. But first I want to inspect everything real careful. See if I can get a little bit of an idea of what is going on. We got some rectifiers. I don't know if I like this, two on top of each other like that. E-proms, two of them. That is cute. So an 8035 and 22716. Lots of discrete 10-bit ripple counter, blah 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 blah. And it's full of read relays. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Also got a lot of dual gates or dual pair transistors. This is probably AD converter and some other analog fancy stuff, right? Adjustments. Nice. And again here, I don't know those ICs at all. What is that? Op amp, great. Let's see if we can find a schematic somewhere. It's always a lot of fun to see if you can fix stuff, even if you don't want to keep it or anything, just to play with it. It's good to keep your skills sharp. So that is of course 10 amp current input. I was hoping to find a broken ground wire or something like that. But I don't find anything that looks like a mechanical problem. How do you like this switch? It's the same on both sides, and then it's in a socket of some sort. So I guess you can just unlock this and then pull everything up, and off you go. If you want to service the bottom side of this PCB. How do you like that one? So this is one of these dual transistors, and then there's a little cooling, and then we want a resistor here to something. And that will be op amps, right? Yeah, 710. Yeah, 710. And I got another one here. Oh, 741. Even more classic. So it's full of classics. Goody goody. Yeah, let's try and power it up again. I was of course trying something else. The frequency input skips the AD converter. So that means everything else after the AD converter seems to be working. And what I find a little bit funny is if I go to trigger level, it shows the millivolts or whatever the trigger point, see? And that, isn't that supposed to use the AD converter? Where's this value coming from? It is not explained that well in the block diagram, but obviously I can see it somewhere else. And why is this minus? This is a little bit confusing. What is the idea with that? Then I can crank down the level here, and it reads kilohertz. Yay, so far so good. Something actually works. A little bit funny. When they say it goes to 10 megahertz, they mean it goes just under 10 megahertz. It is not able to show you guys 10 megahertz. But it can go 9.9. See, if I put it in a little bit more, oops, overload, But if I go 9.99, how many 9s do you want? Okay, I can do one more if you want that. Oops, one back. See, isn't this just, yeah. Okay, let me go back 10 hertz. This is just stupid. Then it cannot go 10 megahertz, you stupid guys. No. There's another feature I really like about this one. So it can start, stop, reset, and this is the seconds. So this is a time in seconds between an interval of your input. So I got 10 hertz input, and of course that is 0.1 seconds. Isn't this just cute? What if I give it 20 hertz? Then I have to see. This is a little bit funny. It can't just see. So this is some event kind of stuff. You need to, I don't know. Okay, 100 hertz, and then you get it. Anyway, this is seconds. Pretty cool. How about if I give it 1 megahertz? No, will not work. So that is not how it works. It's probably only, okay, 1 kilohertz. Nah. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Crap. Maybe I found the reason for somebody giving this meter a hammer. Look at this. This one is, of course, the ground. So this one is voltage input. Alrighty then. So far, so good. So if we go in diode test, okay, this one actually outputs a positive voltage on the ground this way. Really? See, this is the way the diode goes. I've never ever seen a meter that goes the other way around. Really? You can take any other meter. There's always positive voltage out of the red one, even if you're in ohm or if you're in diode. There's no question the diode always go from the red to the black. But here, it's the other way around. So that means you need to swap the wires or the colors, and also in ohm, it's the same shit. Just to show you guys I'm not drunk or anything bad. This is the diode, definitely. So this will not work. Duh. And of course this symbol is right. So if you take the, so now you need to swap your red and black and put them in here. And now you'll be able to put in a diode from red to black, and it's gonna work. And it's the same shit if you go to ohm. Look at that. Hey man, negative voltage is out. Why do you do this, Philips? No, I think I got a breakthrough. So here's what I do. As you can see, nothing happens in the DC input. And now I know exactly what is the problem. So this one is, as I said, full of read relays, or these relays here, right? See, this IC here is the one that selects. Can you hear it? Can you hear the little click of the relays? Okay. Look what happens. See, the 80 converter is not dead. See, tickety-tackety-tick. So it's all about controlling the right relays in this, and since this doesn't work, there's no way we are going to fix this one anyway. But it was fun looking at it, and it's really full of a lot of stuff. Nice CPU and EEPROMs and stuff. Of course, we could just stock this and save this for the future when we get another one with other errors or bugs or something. And yeah, maybe it's some of the other parts that's defect in the other one, and then we can of course fix it. I don't know if I have stock space available for that, especially when this one doesn't look useful. So anyway, thank you for watching, and now you've seen what is inside this not so fantastic automatic multimeter.